Dan talking, one Dan, and there's no other Dan. Any other than a Clarendon. Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon members. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strike save lives and prevent the further loss of life. Yes, we are all about saving lives on this channel. We at the Jamaica Young Police channel aid criminals, their beneficiaries, their supporters, their financiers with a passion, and we do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscription, your likes, or comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Yes, I hope you guys video. Listen to what Black Man have said. You know, I deliberately let you guys hear him as the gang leader taking responsibility that he is the only Dan and he is the only teacher. And before going further, I can tell you he's taking a swipe at Tesha Miller and Vibes Cartel in court. This is something unprecedented that a criminal, yes, he's not backing away from his crimes, but we'll continue the journey. So we're not gonna interrupt, the recordings that we had receive courtesy of CVM TV. Yes, so once you watch, you listen, and you decide, and then we tell you where everything is coming from and how we have reached this juncture with Black Man.
Tuesday, spawned by reputed One Don leader Andre Blackman Bryan, who confessed to being a Don ahead of sentencing. Pulling on more than just Bible verses, he took the lead in his self-representation, insisting his co-accused were under his influence, and he alone should face the penalties, but not before demanding the laws be changed. Nika Lewis has that report.
Given a second chance at pleading his case Tuesday in his allotted 10 minutes, reputed One Don leader Andre Blackman Bryan dropped a bombshell confession. Unlike his 14 co-accused whose attorneys pleaded for mercy and argued repentance, Bryan first insisted there's need for urgent law reform, and then...
All these accused, they've been around me, yes, but they don't know. They only see what the eyes see. No one knows. The truth must be told. And by precept, we come to understanding. I give orders, instruction. They were all under influence. Same for the witnesses. We get pardon. I don't know who pardoned them. By precept, all of them should have been pardoned, and you take me in account.
His remarks also counter the lyrics of a popular dancehall song by the incarcerated DJ Vibes Cartel, the self-proclaimed teacher, that, quote, "Cartella one done if I know me a Tesha Miller," end quote. Miller is also behind bars and is the reputed Klansman leader from which the One Don faction emerged. The accused mastermind of the One Don faction of the notorious Klansman gang says his co-accused were all under his influence and should therefore be pardoned.
It's the Dan talking, one Dan, and there's no other Dan. Any other than a Clarendon. It's the teacher talking, one teacher. God alone is the teacher. God is the Dan. I don't know no Jesus. I just know common sense.
Brian is accused of being a leader of a criminal organization that's facing numerous charges for myriad crimes to include murder and extortion. Meanwhile, as one defense attorney proffered reasons for his client's reduced sentence, he argues that his client's involvement stemmed from mere association and his need to earn a living from a shop he operated near the suspected headquarters of the gang. Another lawyer argues her client has shown signs of change and was only involved due to fearing for his life, which he says was threatened if he resisted or opposed the gang's leaders. Lawyers for the former JDF soldier, now convicted as being a member of the gang, argue he was an upstanding man and father who reflects at nights on his mistake of associating with the wrong crowd. She says the ex-soldier wants to return to a changed life where he can continue to make his family, especially his daughter, proud. Chief Justice Brian Sykes reminds one lawyer that sentences don't rehabilitate and that only the individual's choice to change can help. This as the lawyers contend their clients deserved more lenient sentences. The sentencing hearing resumes on Monday. Nika Lewis, CVM News.
I'm very young too.
And residents in Grand Spen, St. Andrew are telling CVM News
Sykes should be lenient because he was forced into a life of crime. Presenting 13 of the 16 convicted gangsters pleaded for leniency. Tariq James, through his attorney Esther Reed, admitted that he was part of a gang and from very young too, and so it was felt that Justice Sykes should be lenient because he was forced into a life of crime. The court was told that his mother died when he was 11 years old and that his father was murdered a day after he met him. Ms. Reed submitted that James can still be rehabilitated as he's aware of the traumatic and negative impact of gang violence and activities on the society. But others like Lamar Simpson maintained their innocence, but it was the leader, Andre Blackman Bryan, who stunned the court when he declared that he wanted to speak because he too was innocent. Citing Bible scriptures,
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 18. Come now.
Sorry, Isaiah chapter 1 verse 18?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come now. Let us reason together, say the Lord.
he said the two ex-gangsters who gave evidence against him lied. But the 38-year-old musician, clad in a black long-sleeve button shirt and khaki pants, sermon was stopped in his tracks when Chief Justice Brian Sykes asked him to delay his speech.
You seem as if you have a lot to say.
No, I don't.
So what I was going to suggest is that the other attorneys, you see, may wish to
Attorney don't exist now.
No, hold on.
Lawyer represent.
No,
lawyer is not the present.
But you need to listen to what I'm saying now. It's just because you seem to have a lot to say. What I was thinking is that we
Sorry, my lord.
We allowed other attorneys
with all due respect
to speak, and then we get back to you.
With all due respect.
13 minutes before the 4 o'clock adjournment, Justice Sykes asked Brian if 10 minutes was sufficient time to complete his address. He said no, opting to continue tomorrow. Early in today's proceedings, Brian's attorney Lloyd McFarlane, during his plea in mitigation, asked that the pending sentences run concurrent and not consecutive. Brian was convicted of being the leader of a criminal organization and 7 counts of facilitating the commission of a serious offense by a criminal organization. Zoning in on Brian's community report, Mr. McFarlane noted that it was mixed, as some persons wanted him to remain in prison while others are not opposed to him returning to the community if he is reformed. The charge for leadership of a criminal organization attracts a maximum sentence of 30 years, while membership and facilitating both have a maximum of 20 years. Raquel Porto, TVJ News.
Yes, so there it is, the report from CVM and TVJ. You know, both stations are criminal cuddling, station. Yes, they help, TVJ and CVM help contribute to black man's, criminality, TVJ and CVM always paint them as innocent black youths and call them poor and stuff like that. But yeah, so I hope you guys just looking at the thumbnail, if you have reached this far on the video and you haven't subscribed to the channel as yet, consider subscribing. Yes, subscribe, like the video, like the video, share the video, comment below, and most importantly, if you want to be a member of the Patreon family, yes, there's a Patreon link inside of the description box. You can become a member. You'll get exclusive videos and information that cannot be shared on YouTube. Like, you will know who is responsible for killing, who's responsible for giving the order for Tesha Miller to give Blackman the order to kill the JUTC boss, Mr. Douglas Chambers. You know, Blackman was arrested and charged for the same, but he was acquitted. Yes, in Jamaica, PMP don't go to prison. PMP don't go to prison that easily. You understand? If you know what I mean. I can tell you about a case that in the 1980s of a man by the name of Vincent Morrison, otherwise called Spurline, and his co-accused Terry Gillett's son. Yeah, they had killed a policeman and at a bank robbery, but I'll follow up with that later to show you. It's the quickest sentence ever in a death penalty case. So we'll continue the journey. So you see, so Andre Blackman, you know, tell his cousin, yes, because if you look at both of them, they look like family, you know, Chief Justice Brian Lego Sykes, that I don't want any mercy, but I need to talk to you, my G. And if you listen to Blackman address the court, you know that Blackman have no respect for even the judiciary. Yeah, because Blackman a bad man. And if you listen to his delivery, the Bible verse, and he taking responsibility for the direction that they are of the gang, as the head of the gang, that is unprecedented. Blackman is not your ordinary Don or gang leader. And when Blackman made a statement that there's only one Don, any other Don, a Clarin Don, and he say one teacher, any other teacher must be a bleacher. So you know, he's taking shots at Tesha Miller and Vybz Kartel. So he's telling them that he's the only Don. I've never seen a man this serious, and when it come on to his reputation as a known gangster, that he's defending it in court. Unprecedented, never done before. So Blackman is not your ordinary gangster. So those who want to say that Blackman is not crying or begging for any leniency, although, you know, based on his delivery from the Bible, you know, one can say he's crying for leniency, but and others can say that he's just quoting the Bible because, yes, he wants the court to know that one of the cruelest time, wickedest time in our lives as black people is when they will save us, and the Bible was the main manual, because they use the Bible to enslave black people. So that's why he's going right back to it. When he had mentioned that the truth must be told, he's talking about the Bible too, because he's still letting the court know that the Bible is the thing that enslaves us as black people. They use it to enslave us, our ancestors, and you know, during slavery, and they're still enslaving us. So it's the same Bible he's resorting to by, you know, quoting scripture and read, you know, paraphrasing what the scriptures. But I can tell you this as a former detective, and I say this, and I say it without any apology. My job when I was a detective, when I was up, you understand, it's pretty much, you know, my team, we were all years out there, and our job was to confront gunmen, yes, fiercely. So we always a trade, you know, bullets with them. So we've been there, done that. Our team have only one time, yes, and I hope he's listening, and he's in England now, you know, Kaipo, yeah, that's the Indian guy who is beside Cool Breeze in England. Yes, Kaipo is the only man that will ever get caught with a gun by our team and is still here. And Kaipo know that. You understand? That Saturday night at the dance when Bobby and I in Cockburn Pen. So give thanks, Skypo. You're the only man. So we'll continue the journey. So Andre Blackman has never cried or begged the court to say he's innocent. Although you hear them say that a TV jail lie that Blackman never say him innocent. The man own up to him. That show we are showing us say, if you cannot think for yourself, others will think for you. At no time you hear Blackman said he's innocent. He said that he's guilty of, he's telling the court that he's guilty of everything, and the people who follow him, he's the one who gave them orders. But yet today, TVG said the man innocent because of ratings. Blackman never do that. You understand? So we'll continue the journey. So Blackman, by declaring himself one and only one done. Yes, but I tell you, Blackman easy, you know. Blackman declaring himself by one and only one done. Brian is asserting his dominance within the criminal sphere, within their space, as a known criminal, as a done. Even Zeeks and all them man, they tell him say them a baby to him, because he must say only one done. Any other done a Clarin done. He must show, and he must say him a the teacher, and any other thing I must be the bleacher. You understand? So he must show Blackman showing shades at Tesha Miller and Vibes Cartel. And whether or not you want to believe it in a Blackman, I'm a cool dude in him, an ordinary guy, you know. So we'll continue the journey. So Brian is he must assert his dominance within the Klansman One Dan gang and the more expansive Jamaican criminal underworld. He's also challenged the state authority by claiming that he is the one who give the orders. That's how some people won't tell you now. So just listen. Blackman is challenging the state's authority, you know. He must challenge Jamaica, you know, the government, by claiming that he's the one who give the orders to the men under his control, the criminal them, you know. He must challenge the government. He must challenge the state authority. So Blackman talking to the court and no other. So him say one done talking to the court and no other done. Andre Blackman Bryan told Chief Justice Lego Sykes in an unprecedented and repented mode and move. Andre Blackman Bryan, the leader of the Klansman One Dan gang, today in court told Chief Justice Brian Lego Sykes that I am the only Dan and no other Dan. Anything else must be Clarendon because I am the man who gave the orders. The man a challenge, I tell the court and I say, oh, me and a baby, you know. You understand? Andre Blackman has never cried or begged the court to say he's innocent. He has openly admitted to being a criminal leader and giving orders to commit crimes. This starkly contrasts other criminals and dons who are convicted of crimes and who often cried and begged the court for mercy. Blackman do that. Blackman beg the court for the mercy. Blackman is an ordinary criminal. So Brian's defiant attitude is a sign of his arrogance and his sense of power. So Blackman knows in a criminal underworld him powerful, you know. You understand? Maybe even powerful than Zeeks because of him operate. You understand? He believes that he's above the law and he's untouchable. That's why I'm talk like that in the court, you know. And where I tell you, because most people won't tell you that. That's why he's addressing the court and saying and taking responsibility, because he believes that he's untouchable. It is also a sign of his commitment to his criminal lifestyle. So him not shame it. Him proud of him criminal lifestyle. That's why I tell the court that. Others won't tell you this, you know, because you have to just understand one and two little things. So Brian is not afraid to go to jail and is not ashamed of his crimes. Up to now, you know, you hear him say him sorry for anything. Up to now, him don't say that. So Brian's attitude is dangerous, and it is a reminder of the power and influence that young leaders have in Jamaica. It is also a warning to the state that the problem of gang violence is not going away anytime soon. Let me refresh your people's memory about this. Listen again. Brian's attitude is dangerous, and it is a reminder of the powers and influence that gang leaders have in Jamaica. It is also a warning to the state that the problem of gang violence is not going away anytime soon. It is important to note that Brian's defiant attitude is not unique to him. Other gang leaders in Jamaica have shown similar disregard for the law and for the authority of the state. But when the law caught up to them in a court of law, these so-called dons cried like little girls and behaved like men babies. Not Andre Blackman Brian Clark. Andre Blackman Brian. Yes, so Blackman totally different from all of them. He never cry, he never beg, he never cry nor beg. So the government better build a supermax prison for men like Andre Blackman Brian to protect the nation from this parasite. If not, his reign of terror will continue from behind bars. This is a serious problem, and it is something that the Jamaican Authority need to address urgently. During the sentencing hearing, Andre Blackman Brian, the convicted leader of the Klansman One Don gang, made these bold statements in the court on September 26, 2023. He was found guilty of being the leader of a criminal organization and of 7 counts of facilitating the commission of serious offenses by a criminal organization. By declaring himself one and only one Don, Brian is asserting his dominance within the Klansman gang. Andre Brian, I tell the criminal underworld that him are the man. He never steal like some other criminal and say, oh boy, I'm innocent. He never said that at no time. You understand? So Andre Blackman Brian is no punk ass bad man and gang leader. He is the Jamaican John Gotti and no other. Blackman this Tesha Miller and Vibes Cartel in court by telling Chief Justice Brian Lego Sykes he is the only Don and only teacher. Anything else is Clarendon and the bleacher. A bad and the hard never taught there. I show him, I send him message before him even go walk out, you know. You understand? Andre Blackman Brian addressed to the Chief Justice Brian Lego Sykes was a unique one. He quoted various Bible verses, but it is essential to remember that criminals often use religion to justify their actions or to manipulate others. So I'm going to try him know that Chief Justice Brian Sykes is very, very sympathetic to them as criminals, because remember that he owes his appointment to the PNP LGBTQ plus party, at the time headed by Dr. Peter Phillips. So you know that he has to give the PNP back something. That's why they put him there, because he's a criminal-minded person. Because to be a part of the PNP criminal organization, you get reward. Them not, you understand? Remember that they shut down the court, and never happened before in Jamaica, where Chief Justice Brian Lego Sykes and him criminal friend them, who's sitting on the bench in Jamaica as judges, them close down the court and say, oh, if I'm a Brian Sykes, yeah, and when I work. But if it was Edward Siaga, all of them that did that, yeah man, him just fire them and replace them with some younger people who in a law school to be judge. But innocent and the Prime Minister wasn't thinking then. So what I'm not understand, he might try to appease the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization. You can't appease criminal. Every time you get criminal something, them want more. That's how criminal operate. I hope him don't make that mistake again. If I when Brian Lego Sykes but him drop out or him reach the retirement age, you don't make the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization manipulate you guys. You understand? So yeah, so Brian is a complex, Blackman is a complex individual. He's a criminal leader who has committed serious crimes, but he's also a human with his own thoughts, feelings and belief. It is essential to focus on Brian's action and the impact that they have on others, rather than using stereotype or a label to describe him. Yeah, because we say boy Brian a old parasite. Yeah man, Blackman a parasite. When you understand, and we believe in a preemptive strike for take away people like Blackman. But we'll soon reach down to that. So there are many reasons why criminals might quote Bible verses. Some may do it because they genuinely believe in the message of the Bible and believe that it can help them reform their lives. Hey look, once a criminal, always a criminal. Criminal in this day and age, 2023, once you're a criminal or somebody when I kill people, you can't change your life, because the moment you change your life, never kill you. Because that is your way of living. You chose that way, and that's how you have to go. When you're a criminal and you kill people, there's no pension, there's no retirement or vacation. You're always on the chopping block for somebody else to kill you. That's how it go. I don't know how a man like that love enjoy a life like that. With the league, boy, I mean, that's just sickness though. So others may do it to gain the judge's sympathy or portray themselves as religious. The judge knows Chief Justice Brian Lego Sykes, who's him look like the cousin of black man, yeah. Him two of them look like cousin. You understand? So I try to use it as a way of his quote in the Bible should not be used as an excuse to minimize the severity of his crimes or to justify his actions. It is also important to remember that there is no such thing as a typical criminal. Every criminal is an individual with their own unique story and motivations. It is essential to know that every criminal is different. So when we generalize and say like, yeah, once a man kill one person and him name call and him continue to two, no. Once you reach two, a preemptive strike. When because we know the system work, because in a Jamaica, like in a Siaga time where a man commit murder in a 4 years Siaga broke your neck. No, a man got prison, him have a prison party and have clothes with tag, as where the man used to do back in the dance in the 1990s. Yeah, man come from foreign, especially America and England, and I saw them used to go to dance and them thing with them tag, I mean the pricey clothes, and them call it muggling, man, you understand? So it is important to remember that there is no such thing as a typical criminal. Every criminal have them own individual, unique story and motivation. So you understand? So when we at the Jamaica Young Police Channel, we say, boy, all criminals are parasite. We had make like it know that it is not discriminatory and prejudice, but factual. Them are parasite and preemptive strike. So the phrase Clarendon must be Clarendon is a Jamaican slang expression often used to dismiss or deny something. Yeah, so the entire year black man are used. Because most of maybe I first hear this. When you hear black man use the term, say any other Dan must be Clarendon. Yeah, so when black man use it, the phrase Clarendon must be Clarendon is a Jamaican slang expression often used to dismiss or deny something. So if you say any other guy where I claim to them are done, there must be Clarendon, a one Dan and a him. So if I take him, I take a shot at Zeeks and all them man. You understand? Yeah, but so Brian is using it to say that any other gang leader in Jamaica is not legitimate and is simply trying to copy him. So he must say him are the only Dan in Jamaica. Yeah, he might take away Dodo status and them thing. The Dodo supposed to be in an American prison. I say, wait, I would a black boy here. You understand? Because everybody knows that Dodos are the original Jamaican Dan. Yeah, because nearly 100 people die for him. You understand? That's how charismatic and how people love him. He's like a cult leader. So it's when people get other people them brain. That's what happened to them. That's why 100 people die and Dodos is in prison. So many Jamaicans right now on the internet and YouTube who are in a cult and don't even know, because them can't think, their ideologues and them loyalties, to them feel emotionally attached to somebody. But we do a video about that one of these days to explain them things to people, because most people don't understand what they mean being a cult. You understand? So Brian's statements are unprecedented and unrepented in that he openly admits to being a criminal leader and show no remorse for his actions. He is also defiant in face of justice, daring the state to do its worst. It needs to be clarified what Brian's motives are for making these statements. He may be trying to intimidate the court or to send a message to his rivals. You understand? So that's why I use the platform and hear him talk. So you know, you have to understand how criminal think and thinking of them psyche. So he may be also trying to boost his ego or to create a legend around himself. So Andre Blackman Bryan's statement to the judge in the court is putting himself at the top of the criminal world, that there are no other than badman gang leader in Jamaica, because he's the first one to admit that he gave orders and was not afraid of owning up to his responsibilities by telling the court to release his foot soldiers who are begging for mercy and a lighter sentence. He is not appealing, and he is defiant as ever, and he has never been seen in our courts as a gangster owning up to his crimes. So Blackman are the first gangster ever in the history of Jamaica for own up to him crimes, and him tell the courts about to free of the other people, them me are the man fling all like sentence on me. Them think them normal like in a war, and where you know them capture a general and say release my troops and man keep me. So Blackman are not ordinary criminal. So you know say I more respect them of in the criminal underworld. So that's why I must say any other than a Clarendon. You have to understand psyche. You understand? So Blackman Bryan has upped the ante in the criminal underworld by boasting that I am a Don and not shying away from his title as the men babies under his control. What a dangerous man he is. Whatever his motives, Blackman Bryan's statement are a reminder of the power and influence that gang leaders have in Jamaica. So some people might have laughing about them not understanding, you know, the bully poll people, a black man get for address the court, you know. All the judge him a threaten in a implicit way, you know. You understand? Yeah, him a show him say, oh, I'm not afraid of you, you know. So Andre Blackman Bryan's statement to the judge highly unusual and dangerous. It is also a sign of his arrogance and a sense of power. The reason for his reign of terror is because of licky police officers at Spanish Town Police Station and the political directorate deliberately and well calculated method by transferring, just listen this now, a detective by the name of Charlie Mendez. Yes, you say if Charlie Mendez in the Spanish Town, that's why them transfer Charlie Mendez and one next one named Half a Dog. Yeah, Half a Dog. Yeah, Half a Dog or bad police. Yeah, you understand. Even James Sainz didn't tell me and them thing there. Yeah, Half a Dog and Charlie Mendez. Them they are detective a criminal Freda. And them transfer them. So that's why Blackman was able to reign, because you know Ludlow Mawat, who used to work with Charlie and them thing there, Ludlow Mawat, you know, die a few years, you know, before them arrest Blackman. Yeah, you hear City Post boss, so him shoot off a Ludlow and them thing there. And him go to court and win the case as usual. That's how it go, you know. And you know, you judge them. I saw some criminal, a peer criminal we have in our system, a criminal sympathizer. But as I've said before, we as Jamaicans, we were cultured to be sympathetic and to criminals, whether or not you want to believe it. Those of who do not like criminals is because of parenting, socialization, and because we have a conscience, and we are decent, ethical, honest human beings. So we'll continue the journey. Yeah, so them transfer Charlie Mendez, and that's why him get for reign. Power Ranger, and the others, you know, even Clarence Beckford, who would get transferred come at Huntsville, the police where him have 9.5 finger. Yeah, it is alleged that Clarence Beckford got teeth and them chop off one of him finger. I mean, I know all police go do that and him lose. So Clarence Beckford have 9.5 finger. I'm used to that Spanish Town, so. And then because all of them did mix up in this Klansman gang thing. I told them are PMP police. So they don't see themselves as police and them see themselves as PMP activists in a uniform. So you understand? Because like a Power Ranger, you soon hear them thing. Because when Bulby was alive, Power Ranger used to go to him for money to buy a tire and them thing. I have spoken to people who know intimately know Bulby. You understand? And who was around Bulby and one and two little things. Yeah, so yeah man, Charlie Mendes that eat black man food, man. Bad police. But guess what? The man in the reach a further rank than sergeant, and them man, you never hear them man them mix up and all. I saw it going in a police force, you know. Charlie wasn't a political police, and he wasn't a thief, and it seemed like the only godfather Charlie really have still was Benji. I don't know Benji, but because Benji should have called Charlie Reed, because Charlie a good police, you know, man. Charlie Mendes. Yeah, I mean, also Spanish Town boy and them hear them. I say, wait. Yeah, man, Charlie Mendes drive fear in the heart of criminal, man. You understand? From in the 90s. Yeah. And heal up Charlie and him family, man. Bless up. A long time no talk to the man. You understand? So, yeah, man. So, you know, we continue the journey. So, yeah, so we know that Charlie Mendes, yeah, if Charlie Mendes was still in a Spanish Town, man, if they never transfer him to 100 man police station, because they knew that he would have taken out Andre Blackman Bryan, and that's why them transfer him. And it was organized and planned by some of the most corrupt police officials in the JCFs, who are beholden to their handlers in the PNP LGBTQ plus criminal organization. Charlie Mendes is a man from ever since, from the 80s right up. Them man and be beholden to nobody. Them man just a criminal as criminal. Yeah, man, and Charlie Mendes and next brother name, them call him Fullerton. Them the man in a plane, man. I tell you, you know. Yeah, you did have some dangerous detective at Spanish Town, you know. Yeah, man. But as you quit them, man, them quit them, man. All one brother named Idol. You understand? Tony Fry, yeah, rest in peace, Mitchie. Yeah, even the old cadet, Wayne McIntosh. Them call him Magnum, Noel Leng. I tell you, them man, if them man is their own man, in black man and city puts them in a gone long time. I don't know all the police in my Spanish, but because them licky. Because Spanish Town, why I don't know, Spanish Town is come like a desert, you know, one. Spanish Town they come like Kingston West Division. Because most of the police in Kingston West, you know, where station there and them thing. After a while, them get mixed up with the gang them too, you know. I tell you that, you understand? They mix up with them. You have all police will get man shot them in the foot, a man. Police collect money, you know. Yeah, man, George Pang pay police. One detective, boy, shot him in the foot. And him collect money from George Pang. I met the police boy walk. Me? Nah, man, you shot me. Well, give thanks still and I thank God for protecting me and him thing there. Man shot you and you collect money like a little. You understand? Man, I know what I'm to the police there and them thing there. Dirty man. No, you shoot her for or shot me and me I go take money. A dirty man them that man. So yeah, so we continue the journey. Boy, may I tell you, so the man put himself on top of the criminal underworld. Yeah, he must say admitting that him I put himself up there. And you know, say him a challenging the state authority. At no time, you know, black man not beg for no mercy, you know. You understand? And he might tell the judge to release him foot soldiers. A black man is a man where him not player. So Brian's statement is a right reminder of gang leaders' power and influence in Jamaica. He also showed that he is a loyal leader, willing to stand up for his men, even if it's mean put him himself at risk. Which other bad man do that? Where black man do none. Vibes Cartel, when time him and Sean Stan, him ball say him innocent. And all them thing, the Tesha Miller same thing. Black man say that. Black man say Lego my soldier them. Hunger general do that. Black man say Lego my soldier and punish me. Defiant and unrepentant, unprecedented move by a criminal. Never. So you know, so black man are going at the history books. But I tell you, yeah, black man, this never happened. You understand? So you see this weekend, just read the paper them and the commentary where them are talk about black man. Because this never happened before yet in Jamaica, you know. And worse, yeah, hear him say it for himself. And an ordinary boy that. You understand? So we continue the journey. You know, and it only shows that, you know, he's not afraid of the consequences of his actions. It is also a warning to state that the problem of gang violence is not going away anytime soon. It is also worth noting that Blackman's statement shows the change in nature of gang culture in Jamaica. In the past, gang leaders were more discreet and tried to avoid the spotlight. However, Brian is openly embracing his criminal identity and using it to intimidate his rivals and boost his ego. This is a dangerous development, and it is something that the Jamaican authority should be taking very seriously. Some people are focusing on his address to Chief Justice Brian Lego Sykes of Andre Brian reading various Bible verses from the Holy Bible, but fail to see the bigger picture, that he's not your ordinary criminal with a chip on his shoulder. Many factors can contribute to someone becoming a violent criminal like Andre Blackman Brian. And we just tell you that, so here are some of these factors include childhood trauma. Blackman, maybe experience abuse, neglect, or violence are likely to become a violent adult. This is because trauma can damage the developing brain and make it difficult for the children to learn how to regulate their emotions and behavior. Some mental, and say maybe you have mental illness. For a man does like black man, I say, oh, go get the dopey chuck and them thing there. But I tell, hey, I know a bad thing still doing, but listen to him, man, when the man I say, tell him man, them say, yo, go get the dopey chuck, Because we're going to make some dopey, like a normal thing, Kill the man, I tell them to go kill people, You have to be a sick person for you, think that way. You understand? Some mental conditions such as schizophrenia, antisocial personality disorder can increase the risk of violence. People with these illnesses may have difficulty controlling their impulses or understanding the consequences of their actions. Substance abuse, alcohol and drug abuse can also lead to violence. People under the influence of drugs or alcohol are more likely to act impulsively and aggressively. Social environment, people who are exposed to violence in their communities or have friends or family members involved in crime are more likely to become violent themselves. This is because violence is often normalized in these environments, and people may learn that violence is acceptable to resolve conflict. So I tell you, you see it from a long time. I tell people, say everything is all about the mindset. So that's why people say informer for dead. But that's why we at the Jamaica Young Police Channel say informer for live. Yeah, so one of the Jamaican Young Police motto is that informer must live and gunman for dead. You understand? That is one of our motto here at the Jamaica Young Police Channel. That's why we believe in a preemptive strike. Yeah, man, because preemptive strikes save life. So we'll continue the journey. So the social environment where black man is from. So people who are exposed to violence in their communities, our friends or family members involved in crime, are more likely to become violent themselves. This is because violence is often normalized in these environments, and people may learn that violence is acceptable to resolve conflict. So I just saw it going and living in them kind of ghetto, them kind of community then. Like which a black man live now, right, let's say a capture land still, Jones Avenue, a Spanish Town. I remember me a young police and them saying, Jones Avenue, them place a nice place, We used to broke barracks and go to Greendale, Saturday and Sunday night, and you understand? Yeah, even one of my so-called, me and him was friend, until me find out say my plan for kill me too. In my apartheid, but yeah man, dark brown. Boy, may I tell you, dark brown have a big mother will come from Jones Avenue, and the next brother where in Keith Samuels, he must get it. He man all thief for my radio, me tape in my station and me open it. I mean the man not get it and the man thief my radio. You understand? He need lose the work still, courtesy of Amos. And I digress, man, I tell you, about Jones Avenue. So we continue the journey. So it is important to note that there is no single cause of violence. It is usually a combination of factors that leads someone to become a violent criminal. In the case of Andre Blackman Brian, it is difficult to know what specific factors drove him to violence. So they may have like some social worker, psychologists talk to him. And we don't know if we have them kind of people in Jamaica where do that kind of work as them do here in America where people go and talk to them and them document it and then them try to put things in place and in a various community. Cause I saw them do things in Jamaica. One of the things like that, black man, yeah, him just got a prison and that's it. And people forget about him after him get sentenced until something happen or him dead in a prison. You understand? Yeah. So, however, a combination of factors such as childhood trauma, mental illness, substance abuse, and the social environment likely play a role. It is also important to remember that Brian is a complex individual. He's not simply, a ordinary criminal. He's a monster. Yeah, he's a human being with thoughts, feelings, and experience. But he's evil. He's inherently evil. So you have to remember that. You can't lose sight, say, him evil. And based on his behavior, say, might challenge the court and the state. Yeah, that is what he's doing. Yeah, so so it is essential to understand that what led him to violence to develop effective prevention and treatment programs. The best way to prevent and create another Andre Blackman Bryan in Jamaica is to address the root cause of violence, such as poverty, inequality, lack of opportunity. Yes, you can address all of them things, and this include by investing in education and job training, especially for young people. Education and job training can give young people the skill and knowledge to find good jobs and support themselves and their families. It is creating economic opportunities in undeserved community. Yeah, so like a people where black man live, based on your address, it's hard for you to get a corporate job, because if you even get a corporate job, it must be like a corporate, that must be like on a computer or something like that, but nothing for Anglo money, because them know people who are from this kind of community. Yeah, whether or not you want to believe it, and a stereotype is just a fact, most of them, them are work and them know about that money part of the company or the organization. And when we say money, we have to have raw cash. Yeah, then we set up and make people kill them and take the money. So that's why your address sometimes, based on your address, you're not going to get certain job. You understand? So we'll continue the journey. So it is creating economic opportunity for undeserved communities. This includes investing in small businesses and entrepreneurs and providing access to affordable housing and health care. Most poor people will live in a black man community. Majority of them inside there are illiterate. Them not believe in education. Most of them are young youth, them are go to school, them can't wait for reach to stop go to school and them thing that's them not forget, because them don't want a structure, discipline, that I thing, criminal and a discipline, because when you're a criminal and a discipline, that's why them become criminals. You understand? To be successful in life, you have to have discipline, set goals and work towards them. When you're a criminal, them not set none. Them just the thing, them plan and execute them criminal activities, and the biggest enemy to them are witnesses and the police. You understand? Once you side with them, you're good. Until them feel say you turn upon them, because it doesn't take a thing for a criminal to kill you. And them just feel like, that's how them kill people, them feel like. You understand? Them feel say you're informer and them kill you just because of that. So it is reducing poverty and inequality. This can be done through various policies, such as raising the minimum wage, expand access to social safety net, and invest in public services. It is promoting social cohesion and reducing violence. This can be done through community-based programs that address the root cause of violence and provide young people with positive alternatives to violence. Addressing the factors that led Andre Blackman Bryan case is also essential. In this case, it was reported that Bryan had a history of mental illness and had not received the needed treatment. Yeah, so based on information received, they must say black man is a madman still, whether or not you want to believe it. I'll even be a certain majestic court, but that not excuse his action. But because him did conscious. Although he mad, him know what he was doing. So this suggests that Jamaica needs to improve its mental health services and make them more accessible to those who need them. In addition to the above measures, holding perpetrators of violence accountable for their actions is also essential. This means ensuring that the justice system is fair and effective and that those who commit crimes are punished appropriately. Finally, it is essential to note that preventing violence is a complex challenge that requires a multifaceted approach. Many solutions will work for everyone. However, by addressing the root causes of violence and implementing various prevention strategies, Jamaica can significantly reduce violence and create a safer society for all. When everything is in place, fails, the only remedy and best way to prevent another Andre Blackman Bryan from rising and creating so much havoc, fear, destruction is to use preemptive strikes, because they save life, and that's the only logical solution. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.